A very special thank you to everybody who tunes in to the Justin Podcast. And I also want to give a special thanks to all my sponsors.
Hi, Tom Bodette for Motel 6. When a deer sees headlights, he just stands there in the middle of the road. You know why? Because he's stupid. When people see the light, they stop throwing away money and go to Motel 6. You know why? Because they're smart. Be smart. Save some dough. I'm sorry. Save a buck. Oops. Anyway, call 1-800-4-MOTEL-6 and we'll leave the light on for you.
He's considered to be the greatest announcer in XTV history. And now, Justin Turkeyleg brings his famous voice along with his awesome friends to the podcast world. This is Justin's Podcast.
Praise God, ladies and gentlemen. Hallelujah. Welcome. Thank God for another edition of Justin's Podcast. We here again, back again. Been a hell of a week, man. You know how it is when your technology goes down. You know what it is to go through technology. I know that XTV is not the only ones who experience technology woes, and when they come, they hit hard. The good thing about all of this is that we were only down for a week, but I mean, and for whatever reason, these next few episodes of NXTV leading into Undeniable, it started back, I believe, July 8th was the first episode. The next episode ain't come out till nearly a month later. Today is 8/3/2018, as I record this. So, I'm just happy that I'm able to bring you this podcast, ladies and gentlemen. The latest episode of NXTV has also been uploaded, and damn, it's been a hell of a damn process. But like I said, I think it's only been about a week. The episode of NXTV was recorded and everything last week, but we couldn't get it exported because the computer that we were using crashed on us. But shout out to that computer, man, because it tried. You know what I'm saying? It tried. We had that computer since 2010. It's a Dell laptop. The screen don't work. We got to plug it up to an external everything. External keyboard, external mouse, external monitor. It's on life support, ladies and gentlemen. We tried for the sake of keeping the channel, sustained, and of course for your viewing pleasure, to have this episode uploaded last weekend. However, Magic's Music Maker 16, which is the program that we tried to use to get this thing to get uploaded, it crashed on us at the very last moment. And see, we was doing all of this, in hindsight, it's kind of our fault, I put it out there. I suggested, nah, man, let's not go through Amazon. Even though that's what everybody does. That's the new wave. Get it online. You go to these places. I priced around. I went old school, and I was just like, going through all the different phone numbers of people, computer places, around the area, and calling people one by one. A lot of people was like, nah, we don't do that here. But, a whole lot of people was trying to sell me a battery in 2 weeks for like $109. Like, what a ripoff. Like, why would you even offer that? People gonna hang up on your ass. I'm stressed out, ladies and gentlemen. My AC, I don't know if I talked about this, but my AC was broken. and now it's fixed. But you know, I think that the people at the park at Siena, ladies and gentlemen, I recommend this. Look up, just type in on Google the park at Siena. Tell me the first thing that you see. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I think that these maintenance people or people at the park at Siena, I think that they hate us. I think that they got a problem with us, or maybe it ain't personal. Maybe it's on some junk like, oh, you know, they done been here a while. You know, let's move them along, because you know this apartment, you know, we got a whole lot of fixing need to be going on, and I think that you know we making them do work that they don't feel like doing. So you know what I think? I think that there's so many roaches, cause you know that's what you're gonna see, mind you. But just no, I encourage you to look at it and look at what the people are saying. These are the reviews by real people. This ain't made up. And we live here, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care how clean you keep your place. They here, and I think that these people got bags and pockets full of roaches, and that they come in your place while you ain't here, and they release them and set them free, and they just become scattered. Cause last night it was so. I got cut off, ladies and gentlemen. Abhishek, Meshach, some motherfucker on Facebook, this damn Facebook Messenger shit. That's why I'm be having Facebook Messenger, ladies and gentlemen. Because people can call you and they don't have to have your phone number. They can just call you at any given time and talk to you. I hung up on Abhishek ass. I don't even know his ass. I don't even know. I don't even know how we friends. You know? But you know, everybody got access to the XTV World, to the Terry Williams Facebook channel. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna all sign in there. At the time, we didn't know how to make like, you know, a channel. You know, we still don't know how to do that. You know, we're not big on Facebook, but you know, Facebook is a big help on, you know, how we get a lot of our hits. It's the way we get it's a good source. But that's another thing. We're working on a new source of getting viewers, because we are on Twitter. And Terry Williams, although he has 63 followers, those 63 followers are loyal. You see what I'm saying? These like he earned those. Like he, you know what I'm saying? You know, just grinding from the bottom. You know what I mean? And so, you know, I said, hey Terry, you know, you need to go ahead and use your Twitter, man, and reach out. Use that. You know, I need you to @ everybody, tag them all, and let them know about what's going on over here at XTV World. Because I think that they're digging. Because all they talk about is universe mode. He got 63 people that's following him that all they want to talk about is universe mode. And all they do is universe mode. And they the little pictures, you know, they profile pictures, they all created characters. These guys are being created characters on social media, beefing with one another, talking about, nah, and when I see you at Armageddon, I'm gonna whoop your ass. Alright, and I'm gonna take your bitch. Yeah, this shit real. You know, of course, you know, I'm embellishing it a little bit. I think these are young people. I don't think they talking like that, but some of them do. I ain't gonna lie. You know, I'm familiar with a whole lot of the nicer ones, and you know, Terry Williams finds these people, man. You know, they become friends. You know, they become talents on, you know, different shows. They get slots and stuff like that. So, you know, I say reach out, man. Tell them about what's going on over here at the world. You know what I'm saying? Make them a part of the world. This is XTV World, ladies and gentlemen. This is an extended family. It goes on forever. It goes on forever in time and in distance and in everything imaginable. It's the world, baby. We all in this thing together. Got a good show coming up here, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I'm trying to be more consistent, and it's tough to do that. You know what I mean? You know, it ain't hard to get guests. It's just hard to find the time. You know what I mean? Because, you know what I mean, I got access. You know, I got access to everybody. But, you know, right here on this episode today, I'm going back. I'm taking it back. You know what I mean? You know, I haven't heard this in a while, but I never put it out. You know what I mean? Just to stay updated. But this one right here, I think you're gonna really enjoy, because I got Old Joe and Mary May And man, Ojo is classic. Okay, another guy who been here since way in the beginning of XTV. You know, and he's had many different formations, and now he real old. And man, he used to be a pain in the ass, but he's a sweet man now, and he got a podcast over on the XTV West Side that I encourage you to check out. It's really good stuff. Him and Mary May, talking to the XTV stars of the East and West Coast. I think I made an appearance on there. I'm not sure of mine. A whole lot of stuff. Talk about technology woes. Nobody knows more about technology woes than the guys over there on the West Side. They've been set back and held back so many times because of technology, and so you can't just up and just spend $300 on a piece sometimes. So but yeah, over on XTV West Side, the Old Joe podcast is definitely something to check out. You can check out any of the episodes, any of them. I mean, they're enjoyable, and you're going to get to see some of their personality right here today. It was a good time talking to them, and I hope that you have a good time listening to them. I got a whole lot of work to do. That's why I'm doing it like this today. Just going to take an interview, put this thing together. There's my intro. I'm going to do my outro. And then it's going to be like, bam, I got me a new podcast out. Y'all enjoy it. It's going to be fresh for y'all, even though it's old to me. You know what I mean? And I got several of them in the can that's like this. Because I still got to talk to, several of my different guests that I was playing, and I still got to link up with them. You know what I'm saying? Some things got rescheduled all because of this technology smudge. You know what I mean? Things got backed up. Stuff was supposed to come out last week, but we had to wait till this week. So, in these times, what I always say, do it better. We had to do the episode all over again. It didn't work when we tried to upload it on Magix on the computer that work now. It didn't work on that. Like it would play, but the sound didn't work. So it was like, So I was like, all right, all we can do is just make it better than what it already was. And so it was, ladies and gentlemen. But that's enough of me yakking here, because this podcast long, so I ain't going to do this intro for too long. But I got damn cut off by Abshack. Never mind, man. It's Old Joe and Mary May, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned.
Are you a heavy weed smoker? Are your fingertips yellow and burned? Well, I used to have the same problem until I discovered Hydro Drops by New Millennium Drugs. Hydro Drops. I mean, even Minister Mike tried it. I tried Hydro Drops back in the days when I was a whoremonger. I was a whoremonger and I used to be caught with so many whores. They gave me so many Hydro Drops. I was high as hell when I was telling y'all that I was a whoremonger. I was giving my dick sucking, I was smoking weed, it was a good life. Oh. Man, that's quite amazing. And you can feel the sensation of Hydro Drops too by going to hydrodrops.com. Hydro Drops by New Millennium Drugs.
Hear that? That's the sound of you creating your own destiny. While others are waiting in line for brunch, you're spending Saturday in the garage. Because you went to advanceautoparts.com, ordered a platinum battery with a 3-year replacement warranty, and picked it up in-store just 30 minutes later. Now, installing a battery isn't an all-day job, but what the brunch crowd doesn't know won't hurt it. Advance Auto Parts. Let's get you back on the road. Visit advanceautoparts.com to learn more.
Oh man, it's always great to catch up with old friends, and I'm sitting here.
Yeah, boy.
Sitting here with one of my favorite guests and a newcomer to Justin's podcast.
How you doing?
I got Old Joe and Mary May. I'm doing good, man. How y'all feeling on this blessed occasion?
I had to go out there in the yard.
Yeah.
2 Fridays ago. Them tomatoes ain't come out the right way. So I had to replant them.
Yeah.
And
Ain't gonna look
trying
at.
to replant my garden. What you was gonna
I ain't gonna look at old Joe this time. That way I won't laugh as hard as I did on last time.
say? And you just laughed and
Y'all listen to that a lot?
For? Oh, that's a real popular one over here on the XTV West Coast. That's something we played. They played to death.
Yeah.
But you know, it's a blessing. Cause it's truly like when I did the Joe show, they thought we was a coalition trying to block all the negative things out. But we finally getting our justice.
Yeah, y'all is, man. Y'all like pioneers of this whole thing. I mean, y'all was doing it all along. I understand that y'all got back episodes.
We got way too many back episodes. I get emails to this day, Ernest. It's good to meet you. This is my first time meeting you.
Oh, yeah,
Let me get a hug.
yeah.
Let me get a hug.
Yeah.
I truly love you.
I love you too, man, bro.
Okay.
I mean, you know what it is though, cause like I listen to y'all show, and so I feel like I know you, Miss Mary May, but we never formally met.
Everybody say that, but this is good. It's good to meet you.
Yeah,
Joe done told me a lot. Ernest so silly.
Oh.
I tell you.
Yeah.
But I forgot what I was gonna say.
Sorry about that. Just it's just it's nice for y'all to stop through today and take some time to join me here.
Oh no! I know what I was gonna say. You was talking about our back catalog.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause we did the Joe show in 06, and it was just something that people didn't think was gonna work. Cause we came right after Killer Don't Like to Talk About It, but he did his first Killer comedy tour, and it was a disaster.
Oh yeah.
Ain't that the one way, rest in peace, Miss Ruth, Ellen Ruth. Ain't that the one where she walked in and I think everybody heard Tony B Killer cussing and all that? And it just didn't work. Yeah, it was a real disaster. And this came right off of a good series of tapes. They had the F&K sing-along, big hits. And then Killer was to open up the new, set of tapes. The new era, everybody looking forward to it, and it was such a disaster. Charles Dean show followed it, and you already know about Call of Duty. And, we followed after all of that bad stuff, and so we was kind of in that same bubble, you know what I mean? And, that, people like, oh, this your show ain't gonna work. But
y'all kept on going?
Yeah, we kept going. We just kept telling the truth on what was really going on. We talked about the nonsense that we felt 90% was promoting and all this stuff. And we said, y'all keep up with this mess.
Oh my
and
gosh.
that's all it was. And when you break the old episodes, that's all we was trying to do. Sometimes I'll admit we were wrong with our approach because we more so attack people as opposed to pointing to a solution. And we have our episodes where we kind of don't really deserve to be commentators on such a disastrous time period because we are a part of it. But overall, the message is what live on as far as the Joe show. And like I said, we got a bunch of Joe shows. If we was to stop doing our podcast today, God forbid, we got old shows that we can continue to upload.
Well, that's a great thing, and I'm actually looking forward to hearing some of that old stuff because I was saying to the guys the other day, the Joe Show podcast is by far my favorite podcast. Not everybody, it is.
I so appreciate that.
Yeah, it's my favorite podcast out of all of them. And it's a bunch of them out there. But Mary May, I want to talk to you and learn about you because the East Coast is not that familiar with you, and I was hoping that you can kind of give your timeline of where you started in XTV and how you came about.
Well, I started in XTV in the year 2006.
That's right.
And Joe just said, I want you on the show because he wanted to differ the Joe show from what was already happening. He didn't want it to be F&K. He wanted to be 90. He wanted to be its own thing. And I'm so new to this because we was always in church together. And me and Joe, we known each other our whole life.
No, that's
And
cool.
before we got married in 2012, we late bloomers because we just known each other our whole life, and we was just always real good friends. And he just let me on there, and everybody had their input. It was me. It was a whole bunch of other older people within the show.
Mm-hmm.
But as for me, he let me be the co-host because I was just more. I had more to say on things. Other people be like, "That's right, Joe. That's true, Joe." But I be the one that have more, explanation. I would have more range as far as
That's right.
whatever topic we would be speaking on.
Yeah.
And that got me into some mess, as people have told you I'm aware of. I get emails like crazy. Oh, Killer bit Mary Mays. You know what?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. You gotta understand. I just always been a church going woman, Justin.
Yeah.
And I've always just gave love and just before the Joe Show now. I always just gave love. I always believed in giving that love, and in return, love would show through the other person. And I stayed that way most of my life up until I met that child. It's okay, Mary, it's okay. And I just tried to just give him love. And, I remember laughing. I'm like, he just silly, Joe. And I'm trying to, let him feel good about the comedy he was doing. And I don't know what he's seen in me. But let me tell you, when he attacked me like that, I lost my mind. I never thought somebody could be that evil, like how could you be this bad? And just meeting his father, talking to Fast, Sue, all the other people within his family. How are you like that? What done touched you, baby? And I had to get a restraining order with him. He would just come there just to mess with me, and I truly think, I don't care what nobody say, I get attacked by his fans all the time on the YouTube. He's evil. He's disrespectful. Okay, I haven't seen him since 2012. He came back, and I did not want to see him. Gave me that weak behind hug. I don't like the Killer, Justin.
Well, you're in the company of so many other people, and so you saying that you ain't seen him since that time period?
Since 2012, we had did a quick just a Joe Show skit because our shows was getting real popular around that time, and over here on the West Coast in 2012. And so, they just said, they'll just give a bit of an update. We just did a kind of an update episode, and that went real successful. And then Killer just gonna bring his tail in there. And, he said he want to apologize. He gave me this hug. I wasn't feeling it. She was in earnest. I was not feeling that boy's presence. I hear that he has changed a whole lot. Good for him. I hope he continue to change. I hope what he was does not pass down to his children. God bless him and his family. But, when you talk about the early Joe shows, because you was asking how I got introduced, I just immediately drew a blank when I started thinking of that child. Let me get some water.
Well, we'll get back to that, but go ahead and continue the story. I can get you some real water,
No, you good. I like the pretend water. It's good for my sugar, my pretend sugar.
Are you gonna continue your
Oh no, I'm done on my little tirade. I can't stand Killer. If he come in here, I slap this. I knock him silly.
Oh my gosh. I never imagined that I would, hear such a side from you, but, considering what he did. But it's just that, what comes to my mind, Miss Mary May, is the fact that, like, as a church-going woman and as a woman who's been in the church, all their life, wouldn't one, after all these years, find forgiveness in their heart? For somebody who did them wrong.
And Justin, I truly do forgive him. That's why I say God bless his family. I can't stand him. As a human being on this earth, I just have not coped with understanding somebody like that. He is demonic, Justin. All right, you gotta understand his butt coming outside our window singing those sacred chants at what time in the morning? We don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that.
Yeah. Damn. Try. That's true though.
Sorry, Martha, for that. You know, 4 day in the morning, he come up there doing all these things, and he was insane and silly. And, you know, even after he did the little incident where he bit on me, I forgave him, you know. And it's just he would do so much stuff.
Yeah.
It
So
was
he would
just-
continue to
he
do
would
things.
continue, you know, and he'll be like, "I'm sorry, man.
He wasn't sincere.
I'm sorry." And you know he was on drugs and stuff. I'm sorry. I quit drugs too. Come back 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, with the same stuff. It was just, you know, we didn't know if he was changed, if he wasn't changed. And it got to a point where he was aggravating our show in the direction of the show so much where it got overwhelming. It's not that Mary May doesn't forgive him. She do. I truly do. But the thing is he behaved that way so much where over time we just had to just say forget him. You know what I mean? Officer Neil chasing him around the house. We got an old Joe Show episode for a long time. Don't laugh.
Sorry.
And you know, it's just, he was terrible. He was really bad.
Yes.
And you know, he was just not a damper for us, because we got good ratings when he was there, but that's because, you know, it was just, to me, the wrong ratings.
Yeah, because that's not the direction that you was going with your show.
Of course not.
Wow.
We was not trying to go that way, but he was there and he was making moments, you know, that they still love on the West, but that's not what he was doing, you know.
The Wild Wild West.
Oh yes.
I was curious about you know, because you was married to Miss Joe back in the day, old Joe, and we know that y'all got divorced, but you say that y'all got married in 2012.
Yeah, me and Mary May.
Yeah, you and Miss Mary May. So
New
what's
baby.
huh?
New baby.
And so like I mean just take us through, you know, you and Miss Joe, you know, finishing your relationship, and then, you know, and like what made after all these years you start to, you know, want Miss Mary May now?
Well, a long, disastrous life followed after, you know, later on with me and Miss Joe. Y'all don't remember too much, but at one point, Miss Joe was being a prostitute. And, you know, I just tried to honor her in whatever decision she was making, not realizing I'm being a fool. I let her live her life. You know what I mean? Go on out there, do your thing. And after a while, I just had to realize, you know, what am I supporting? What am I doing? And when she got with Corey, that's when it was like, okay, I can't take this. You know what I mean? I'd rather be lonely than with somebody I don't know no more, because I didn't know who she was no more. You know, and we would argue so much. Yo, a lot of times they would have to stop the Joe Show because these two arguing back and forth. Enough.
Yeah.
And I remember, I miss her so much. I remember Susie say Sula. She said, "Stop a nerve." She said, and that thing was so loud. Because we would just argue about tea. We argue about tea.
The smallest things.
Yeah, and you know, when it got so petty and so just outrageous, we got a divorce, I say in the middle of 07, you know, and it was done, you know. It wasn't even a big shocking divorce, because people, they could kind of see it, you know. I think, I don't know if y'all knew like that, but yeah, we got a divorce, me and Mary May kept doing a Joe show, and you know we was always going to church faithfully, always sitting next to each other, and that's when they would make rumors on F&K and Killer. You know them old MF was having sex, and
Oh my goodness.
you know they would just make little jokes about us. And you know, we didn't want to believe that, you know, we really had that love. We were so trying to hide it. You know, she'll be sitting in the back of the church. I'll be sitting in the front. Because, like, we didn't want to know, we didn't want to be that joke. These two old people finally, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we truly did love each other. I'd be sitting way in the back of the church. They still making little rumors, you know. And, but after a while, you know, 2012, yeah, it was late in the game. It was just like, you know, what else we gonna do? We always around each other. We always together. We love each other so much. We care for each other. She got kids, grandkids. We both take care of each other. And we both just, you know, we know each other all this time. How about we get married? And we got married. That was in early 12. It had to be in February.
We're not. I'm upset that I wasn't invited to this wedding.
Oh, Ernest! Nah, so much done happened around that time. That's when I was the commissioner for the last time.
Yeah.
And a lot was going on. So a lot don't.
We probably
everybody
we probably wasn't even on the best of terms around that time, Honjo. Cause remember?
No. We was
good?
better. That was 2010 where we had that petty little fight. I remember that. I said, Joe, you better get your old tail out there and lose. Yeah, but
Well, it's funny. That's the same thing my wife said to me. True.
yeah, we went out there, you know, because I was the commissioner and I was getting married around that time, and it changed. You know, and I've been happy ever since. You know, I don't care how many jokes they make about us being together. We truly love each other. You know, it feel like this is how it's supposed to be. You know, the whole time.
Yeah.
It just makes sense. I mean, it's almost like, even though we got married in 12, it's almost like we've been married all these years.
Yeah.
When you really look at, you know, the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm sorry, but afterwards I appeared on projects. Y'all got to know me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was on the CAW thing. I said, there were children out there. You know? And different things like that. And I just been able to, you know, have life. Because the Joe Show was something, again, it's just one of those exclusive things for XTV West. And we like,
Right.
how are we going to introduce these characters to the East?
Yeah.
And, you know, they talk about, what the boy named Destroyer? Destruction. Destruction.
Yeah.
They talk about him, how he ain't worked out. You know, we like, how we going to introduce Mary May, Chad, Neil? Because these are some strong characters, you know.
Chad better stop saying serpent for the Lord.
Boy, you know, and that's one thing about my show. I just let the guests just ride. You know, it's like, I try not to correct them. Just do your thing, Chad. But you know, I am going to make fun of you after this off air. And, you know, he understand he made a mistake.
Yeah.
That boy be so busy, though.
Oh my God.
He's a busy person, and you know.
Well, I tell you, LT definitely had a whole lot of questions for Mr. Chad.
Like what?
Oh, he just, you know, he was just questioning like a whole lot of things that he was saying, especially that little outburst that he had on y'all's show. And he was questioning the authenticity of Chad, if he is who he really says he is. And he had us over here laughing, you know, we was all, you know, a bunch of us was listening to it.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, you know, he just was questioning everything. And Joseph was like, shut up, LT, let the man talk.
Well, let me just say.
So I'm just interested in saying that in
outburst. We don't know where that came from.
Yeah, because I you know, I've had the story told to me.
He never cussed on
us.
He was always even with Killer would try us or mess with us. He never did that. That's why we laugh so hard on that part. Cause it's just like, oh, and we was like, edit that out. Because he never did that before. Ever. And it's just like he did it and it's like, no.
Yeah.
This is our way of introducing Chad. He's very TXG. And he ain't supposed to be, but there you have it.
Exactly.
But yeah, he was on the Joe Show. You know, he was such a good friend of ours. But what was your question? I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just making a comment, saying that I'd just be interested in seeing that encounter because Chad just had so many outbursts. I actually cut you off. You was in the middle of something because you
I
had
don't even
mentioned.
remember.
Yeah, because you had mentioned Chad. I think you were saying introducing different people.
Yeah, introducing different people to XTV East. We didn't
Yeah.
know how we was gonna pull that off. But slowly but surely, y'all getting a gist of y'all know the main members. Y'all know me, of course.
Right.
Y'all know Mary May, Neil,
Yeah.
Chad, of course, and
Okay, so these are guys who were staples in the Joe Show.
yeah,
They was
exactly.
regular occurrences.
These are the main people. Jimmy. He kind of hard to explain. He just kind of have the Steve-O and Cole approach. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he kind of just piggyback off of what we be saying.
I get you.
He a good addition though.
Brian
He
Saxton,
extra.
Bob.
Who is Bobby? Who is he talking about, Joe? Oh Lord.
My listeners know
Who
who
is
I'm
he
talking about. It's kind
I
of
know who
inside
he talking
joke
about. I know
between
exactly.
amongst myself
You
and.
talking about a member of the Joe Show?
Oh, he's a member.
He was a member. I know you ain't talking about Bess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tear your butt up. Yeah, he talking about Bess. Yeah, Bess was a member of the Joe Show. Just he was trying to find himself in life. At one point from 06 to 08. He was on and off. Remember that time he spit at you, Joe? Share that with him. That
Best
boy.
spit at you?
Yeah, he got mad. You better not laugh, Joe. Oh Lord. Well, on one of our classic Joe shows, he got on there, and he said he wanted to be a punk rocker. So we decided, hey, how about you put your talent on our show? And he got the acoustic guitar that we had, played that, and sung his little song. And I told him his song was terrible. And he got very angry, and he spit at me. Kicked him off the Joe Show. He got kicked off of the show, Ernest, so many times out of every member, Killer included. He got kicked off way more times. Bess used to just have little outbursts that we didn't understand. He just wanted to be. You can tell he was at a place within his career that he didn't really want to be. One minute you was so hot and at the top, and the same people that build you up to that status bring you down so hard. And he didn't know how to cope with that as a person. A lot of people wouldn't know how to cope with it. And as a result, it led to certain outbursts and hurt.
Yeah.
And I truly care for him. He never snapped on me like Killer did. That's why I used to hug him. I used to hold, because I love Bess. I still do.
I love Bess too. And I also love making fun of Bess.
That's why I can't stand your butt.
But the thing about it is like I see the things that you see, and that's why I tell Bess, I had him on my show the other day.
Oh yeah. How you doing?
He doing real good. He all right. He ain't found that place that he want to be at yet, but he knows he's gonna get there. Oh boy, I tell you, it's a good time sitting up here with old Joe and Miss Mary May.
Mary Sue May.
Mary Sue May.
Mary May Sue. She dyslexic. Shut up.
Been talking about a few things. We talk about Chadrick Brocarius Jr.
Look, he doing it too.
Oh, man.
He used to say it so. He couldn't do it on the Joe Show no more. He used to say it so fast back in the day. Hey, we can't do it.
Chadrick Brocarius Jr.
The third.
Oh.
Chadrick Brocarius the third. Oh, I did it.
Oh my God.
Calm down.
You sound like his ass too. Motherfucker did the damn Jorge.
Oh Lord.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, man, it's just fun with y'all guys. So, I mean, I've heard talk about that you guys' show,
Yeah.
and they were saying that it's difficult to find, guests for you guys. But I mean, in my mind, I mean, it could be a plethora of guests, and I understand that y'all got a real good one coming up real soon.
We have a certain criteria that you have to meet. You would never have Killer on there. I don't care. We had Ronald on there. We can't find that episode, unfortunately. Yeah. But, it's just certain things you got to meet. We do have a very special one coming up. It's very special to us. We've heard it like 2 or 3 times already.
I'm just gonna turn this off, y'all.
Yeah.
Just gonna shut it down.
We got Gorilla Ramby coming on now. She tells a great story. We had a lot of great fun with her. For some reason, she got a condition where sometimes when she talk a little low, she sound like Bill Hunter. But other than that, we got that coming up. We got a few coming up. Like I said, it's hard to book guests. We want to do crossovers with Sister Loretta. I think that'd be really good.
Yeah, because y'all ain't got no East Coast guests.
Not yet.
Not even one.
Yeah. And we thought about that because we always trying to, think about the West Coast guests that we could potentially have. And then, it wasn't until like maybe 2 weeks ago where we realized, what about the East Coast? You know what I mean?
That opens up a whole new world of people.
Whole level. And I mean, Yosie, like I would love her. I would love you, Justin.
Oh, man, I love to be there.
Like I said, it's just certain guests. There was this big rumor, and it was huge. Joe Show gonna finally do episode with 90%, and you gotta understand, me and 90 had beef, Justin. We had a lot of problems. There was that time he burned our studio up. Praise Jesus.
What is this during the time that he was doing his show?
Oh yes, he was just,
This was on his show?
This was on his show.
Oh my God, y'all was there?
Yes, we was there.
Oh my!
And you hit me, get the baby.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, you gotta understand, it was a very ruthless mentality out there as far as the children of the West. Like people was just angry, and they didn't know how to control that anger, and that's what we try to put across is, if your anger ain't controlled, it's gonna take over your body, your soul, and your mind, and have you do things that you aren't really thinking about, and you end up in situations as far as the prison system, as far as impoverished in bad communities, because you so angry and trying to feed that anger, and the anger ain't gonna never be fed because it's always hungry for more anger. So what we try to provide with our show is understanding, calm, peace. And a lot of people don't understand that. And as a result, they let that anger speak. And we done had so much happen to us. I look at history. I read, Justin, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. I read those books. This has happened to those prolific gentlemen, that have spoke on days like these and things like this.
That's right.
You speak the truth, and people come at you for it, and they try to take you down. People your own color, other colors, it don't matter. If you speak the truth and their anger doesn't resonate with it, they gonna try to kill you.
Some heavy thoughts by old Joe.
Yes, Lord.
It's been around for so long. But those words, I feel like, can apply to another guest that you guys had.
Oh, Lord. You know what? Before you even say it now, Officer Neil, because you heard the episode again yet?
No, I ain't heard his. Cause I heard one with Jasmine, but I did hear.
Now we all like a good burger, ketchup and onions with the cheesy bits in there and shoved into a steaming hot bat. But you need the beef, you see, and the Mad Burgers at Crazy CJ's have the best beef by far, they do.
Calorific, juicy, and delicious. CJD.
Crazy CJ's, home of the Mad Burger. You'd be insane to miss it.
Get out of the car, bitch, aight?
When anyone tries to jack my car, I pull out my Susie!
Susie, home, office, and automobile protection guaranteed.
This ain't regular gas. It's rocket fuel. What's wrong with you, boy? You some kind of faggot? Oh, this really makes my motor go. That's because it ain't designed for the environment. It tastes better already, He'll pull the hairs out of your chest, I guarantee. Presley's Petrol presents Super Leaded Gasoline. A gasoline so sweet you wanna guzzle it too,
Hello, ma'am. How can I help you today?
Bobby, can I have a Cocoa Fizz?
No, you cannot. Those drinks will rot your teeth.
Not anymore with Zaibatsu Ceramateeth. Now the whole family can enjoy Cocoa Fizz.
Mom, can I have another Cocoa Fizz? Whatever.
In association with Zaibatsu Ceramateeth, your family can enjoy the world's favorite soft drink, Cocoa Fizz.
Yeah, pardon the interruption, ladies and gentlemen. But I was just about to say that, I did hear Neil apologize for his actions. But at the same time, it goes back to exactly what you were saying about Killer, you know what I mean? And his half-hearted apology, you know what I mean? It's cool.
It ain't even that his apology was half-hearted. It's the fact that he would do the same thing
and continue.
again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And continue the behavior. You know what I mean? So although we haven't had any major encounters, still when I see him, it's still some look at him like this. It's like he know what he doing.
I don't know what you talking about.
And he be trying to play like he the good guy.
Why
like
are you hollering?
Because, man, I despise him. I despise his ass.
But you see how I keep it just calm? You see, that's what I was talking about with Angry. But go ahead, man. No. Don't tell me no. What you gotta do in those situations, Justin, is you gotta learn how to just forgive the person. I understand when he come in the room, the presence reminds you of a previous incident where he may have said or did a certain thing to you, but you gotta learn to let that go. Yeah. Because if you don't have forgiveness within yourself, you ain't gonna forgive him and all that. Because Officer Neil, he's a good dude. He helped out with the schools. Unprivileged kids. Yes. He do so much within the community for us. And, he's had his incidents. And he's had various ones. You know what I mean? There was a incident. I'm surprised Best ain't talked about his butt whooping he got from Neil. It's been plenty encounters with Neil that he's not very proud of. But, one thing he did touch on is he said he was sorry. He said, okay, I was wrong. He knew he was wrong. I even talked to him after that incident in 09. Give me a second. I even talked to him after that incident in 09, and he said, and I told him, I'm like, why would you do something like that, Leroy? I get mad. I call him his real name. He do that to everybody. Why would you do something like that? And he said, look, Joe, he kept on saying this about me. He kept saying that, antagonized me. He wasn't calling a match. He was insulting me, berating me. I'm like, but why would you do that? You could live with somebody talking mess to you, but you can't live with being tased. You know what I mean? That causes tremendous amounts of pain and problems. I told him that. And, he wasn't ready to apologize then because he was so heated with what you were saying. And, he was obviously affected by words you were saying. He said he was going through whatever at that time. But 2016, last year, he said he's sorry. And, he said it got to be over after, the fight. He said it got to. And, honestly, Justin, Joe, you better not. No, I'm just going to be real. This is my first time cussing, but you going to get your ass beat. I'm sorry. He made the best point. He been doing this for 20 years. Ernest, you trying to do this for this one time only thing. He's a police officer, security guard. He been doing this his whole life. I'm not trying to tell you need to quit the match.
I'm not going to quit the match.
All I'm saying is compared to somebody that's been in this field doing this type of work, young and old people, arresting them, taking them down, fighting, compared to you. No disrespect. That sound like it though, but no.
No. That's what everybody's saying. Everybody is making. When my match come up against Neil, everybody think it's a big joke. But guess what?
It ain't a joke. It's just, come on, Justin. You
Listen,
can beat me.
The same thing. The same thing is taking place in our main event, Pain versus Killer, and I'm going with Pain. You know, because for those very reasons that you saying about me. But Killer is going up against Pain for the very reasons that I'm going up against Neil. Because just cause, you know, he this and he, let me tell you something, at the end of the day, he ain't nothing but a man. And I'm a man. And a man has got pride, and a man has got family, and a man has got something to stand up for. And if I don't stand up for my damn self, then I can't live with myself.
That's why I ain't want Joe to even say. I was trying to tell you, hold on now, Joe, because at the end of the day, what I understand, I got children, Justin. I got sons. When they mad at something and they want to handle it themselves, when they get to that mentality, ain't nothing a woman can do to calm them down. You see them fights all the time out there. It's like you see a dude, he about to fight the dude, and the girl's telling him, stop. That ain't doing nothing. And sometimes she might get hit in the process of trying to break it up. That ain't gonna ever do nothing. When two men want to pit bull fight or whatever you call it, they gonna fight. And it's gonna happen. And it's gonna be a winner and it's gonna be a loser. So all I can say is with this, I'm not gonna choose no side. I hope the best man win at this event. You know, if it was me, I wouldn't do it, but that's just me, you know. I'm a different person than you.
That's right.
You obviously have a lot of rage.
That's right.
Because of what he's done in the
Ooh.
past. And you know,
Ooh.
he's had so many, again, Justin, he's had so many incidents.
Yep.
You know, but you know one thing.
That's what I like about it, though. You know, that's what I like because it's been so many times in my past where I have an issue and then people are like, "Oh, Justin, oh this person, oh Justin, oh man, why you doing it like that? Why you doing it like that?" But see, in this case, people know what I'm talking about because of these types of incidents that I don't even know about. But I know about certain people having just certain issues with Neil because he's a crooked cop. Somebody had said
that. He's talked about it.
A lot of people.
Yeah, many people.
All kinds of names be coming up, and I be like, "Damn, you too."
That's why, again, I'm surprised Best didn't talk about his issues with Officer Neil. You know, he's had a few. Don't laugh, Joe. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, man.
Please edit that part out, please. He's had quite a few. Let me correct that. So, he definitely would resonate with, oh my God, you should have him again now that I think about it. He could tell his story better of incidents he's had with him. Many people. Now, I think he hit Yosi by mistake one time and when we was going to Lecanto. And he accidentally hit her trying to hit Howard. But he said it though himself. He said he hasn't had an incident since then. That incident, he hasn't had anything else he did, And Neil has gone to anger management. That's another thing you guys don't know is he is trying to change himself. He's a flawed human being. He's in the church all the time. And we talked about it on our Joe show. We had so many security guards before him. And all of them was just goofy, getting locked up for petty theft, stupid stuff, selling drugs to the homeless in front of my studio. Nothing that makes sense. Just sitting there smoking weed. And it just is crazy. I wish I never had him. And, Justin, it's just stuff like that. And then Neil just came a blessing in disguise. I mean, always getting Killer up out of there.
Yeah.
I just don't like that boy. Even when she say his name, I can't stand him.
Yeah, I feel you.
I mean, Justin, you have a wife.
Yeah.
If Killer did something like that to Martha, you would lose your mind.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, Every single one of my sons done pounced on Killer behind.
They have?
Yes.
Oh my
They
gosh.
have tore his butt up, and Killer just so bad, and then he got Wells with him, and sometimes Wells would save the day, but sometimes they would plot things. I remember they in the basement, all I hear is beat his ass. That's all I hear. They plotting on how they was gonna actually kill that boy, Killer, her sons, plotting on killing him. You gotta understand the amount of heat that Bobby has as far as the WWE and the people that don't really, like what he did with it. It's almost the equal amount of heat as far as the Joe Show with Killer. He's come in there and disrespected it a whole lot of times, And again, just cause the ratings was good with WWE when Bobby was doing his thing does not mean the people within there like him. And just because the Joe Show was doing good at that time with Killer doing those incidents doesn't mean we were happy with ratings. We was happy with being able to pay off this mortgage and this person hospital bill. We were very excited and blessed to get that amount of money. But what we was getting it for was not right. It's like being famous because somebody is disrespecting what you're trying to do. It's not real and it doesn't work. But that's why I like what we doing now. Now that Killer has calmed down, we still ain't gonna have his butt on our show. I don't care. You see our Joe shows, they do stand out. They do stand on their own. And that's what we wanted to provide then. That's what we provide now. Everything's different. The guests are different. You gotta meet a certain criteria again. Even we had Monster for a brief moment on the continued Miss Joe episode. So, that's just how it goes.
Well, that's awesome, man. Shoot, man. It's just crazy sitting up here with y'all, man. And
it's been a blast, trust me.
Yeah, it definitely has. Let me see where we at right now. Oh, shoot, we can keep on going if y'all want to.
Well, what we was on the first one?
I think it was like 38.
Where we at now?
11.
Ooh!
I heard a little bit of Trunks in there.
I did too. Dang. Ooh. Take that costume off.
Oh man, anything y'all can think about? That's on y'all mind?
All I can just think of is this movement that we going on and how receptive y'all are to it. Because like we just oftentimes just don't be wanting to put certain things out there, because when we did the Joe Show, we knew it was going to be good. We knew it was going to be great. But Jazzmar is a very smart young man. He up and coming, and we felt like that should be his thing, his time. But it just made sense, and we just did the Miss Joe Show episode.
Yeah.
And, we loved it so much. Well, we knew y'all would love it. Yeah. And then we did Chad.
That was so funny.
We love Chad. And
is that uploaded on YouTube?
Yeah,
Chad. No, I'm talking about the Miss Joe one.
Yeah, definitely.
I gotta get that one. I don't think I got that on my iPod.
We could probably give it to you today. Yeah, we could copy and paste.
Just get all of that stuff.
We give you the Joe shows. You need them.
I need them.
Mary May talking about her interest. Some of our most fun moments as recent is Mary May. She ain't even go into it, but she talked about her little Starbucks moment. Nah, it was Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh yeah.
It was everybody loved Dunkin', but I don't see the big deal. You got people that halfway listen, don't even say good morning to you. Don't even say how you doing, good morning. They just like order when you're ready. 2 minutes later, are you ready yet? Can I get a chance to think and relax? And you got just some rude people.
Yeah.
But with Starbucks, it's not like that. They say, how are you doing today, ma'am? And they greet you. You feel better. And that's just how I feel.
I see.
That's how that bitch Sylvie, oh, hey there, Soup. No, that's how that bitch Sylvie was. This old lady came in here, said, just had her hand out, and then shook her head like this for a cart. So I said, here you go, ma'am, have a good one. Then she said, he couldn't have said hi. And then Sylvie gonna agree with her. Fuck that bitch. I'm out.
Everybody hates you.
I feel better now. Where he done come from?
Yeah, he can just pop in out of nowhere sometimes.
He done got so big. But yeah. What was we even talking about?
I don't even remember.
But you got anything else, Justin?
Damn. So yeah, you was talking about some of your most fun moments on the show.
Definitely the Starbucks thing. That was fun. The pig meat thing. Everybody done wrote us. What is pig meat? That's Joe that be eating stuff like that. In the morning, I gotta have my tomato juice. I gotta have my crackers. And in the evening time, that's when I get to have that pig meat. I put it on the line in the afternoon, let it sat there, and I start to cook it. You gotta cook that thing slowly through. Joe is the most, you better not say I'm old. You just eat old, old Joe.
He do.
He the type of person that'll get a goat, hang it upside down, and that thing will be, and it's sad how he killing it.
Oh my God.
This is gonna be dinner. I don't want to eat that mess.
But it's gonna be good as hell.
It is too. He be telling some old goat meat good for you. I don't want to repeat that. You nasty, Joe. It is. It's good for your penis. When it gets to that point where you get a woman of your choosing, your thing be ready. It do. I'm a woman, and you know what it feel like, yeah. He's so nasty.
Oh my God.
I don't know why I deal with you. Oh, you love it.
Oh man. Well, yeah, man. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been fun sitting here with old Joe.
Oh, you just want to just push us or get out? He done talked about that nasty behind wee. Nobody want to hear that. That's why we trying to kick you out now.
Wait, I ain't got to kick y'all out. We can keep on going.
Let's keep it rolling then.
Yeah, keep it moving.
Bring some more questions, Justin. What else you got?
Well, I mean, I just want to know about some more of the old catalog, because it seemed like the whole format is completely different now from what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? I would assume if Officer Neil is chasing a killer all around the room, I mean, what was those shows like then?
It's just crazy, Justin, because thinking about it, it's like looking at your life. I don't know, it's just crazy because a lot of those people are gone. Killers no longer there. Whales, all those people ain't there. And that's what makes it so unique with our Joe show now, is that it's only 2 people. When it was 16 people in the room, Justin. No lie. Everybody got an opinion, everybody got a comment, and Killer getting chased by Neil because he said or did something. And that's the difference, is our message gets to be heard,
Yeah.
When we did it, y'all knew, over here, they knew what we was trying to provide. We was trying to provide a message. Just we was trying to say, XTV is in a bad situation. But when we in the bad situation of XTV and all these killers and all these people running around, it's hard to hear the message, but you know what we talking about.
Yeah.
And I think it was the feeling of the message over time that people started getting, because Joe got called that time in the year 2009 when it got really crazy. Everybody was fighting. Do the Right Thing, I think that's probably around that time that incident happened. And, it had to come to a point of, okay, it's not even funny no more. It's just chaos. How do we control it? And that's why I came on there. I said, that's what I was trying to do with the Joe Show. I was trying to tell y'all, chaos ain't gonna do nothing but make it more chaotic. And you gotta have a message in them, and I couldn't provide that. My studio getting blown up by 90%. You know what I mean? And I understand why these characters are great, because I don't want to seem like I'm trying to take away from them. Their background is explained if you listen to what they're saying, but it's just not what I'm gonna listen to, because I know what Killer put me through. I know what 90 put me through. So you got something?
No, listen.
Oh, okay. So you know, I'm not gonna berate those gentlemen, but at the end of the day, they did put us through certain things. You know, we had a baby in a Joe Show studio. That baby could have died.
Exactly.
You know, and all these different things going on. So we just knew, and that's why I always keep God first. Everything I do, I say this is God's message. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just be the person that's speaking. And that's why I always try to provide something positive on the Joe Show episodes. I got my little stop and smell the roses thing. I want to provide light in the midst of chaos so y'all can see what's up.
The dynamic of, you know, the people, I hate to cut you off there. I didn't mean to laugh. It's just, you know, 90 is, you know, doing his show and everybody is all entertained by this. And meanwhile, you know, y'all on the inside probably
just
doing the Joe Show.
Through.
You know, and
that ain't funny. He could have died.
I know. All y'all could have died. But it's on 90 show and it's just like, you know, everybody entertained and they don't realize that, you know, y'all in there.
Uh-huh.
But yeah.
And you know, and that's just the true story of it. Is like, it's so much dynamics to HTV where you get caught up in something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when you into that something, you just into that. But you don't understand it's this other
so much
aspect.
more. Exactly.
Yeah,
that's been the story, you know, since the beginning, you know.
The division.
Yeah, you know, everybody, you know, is simultaneously in the middle of doing something. So yeah.
Stop laughing.
All right.
I'm gonna pop you.
Yeah, I can see how I'm not making a very good impression on this man.
Joe ain't either. He over here talking about eat goat meat. What is wrong with you?
It's like, I think that's great advice. You know.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You know, as human beings, I ain't being nasty. We sexual beings.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And you can take all these red, blue, pink pills, and they have a later on messed up effect on you. Yeah. But I'm one of them old school from the deep south that will tell you, no, eat you some goat meat. I got headache remedies and everything. I'm the South doctor because I grew up in it.
Yeah.
So I can tell you what to eat, what not to eat, and how to keep yourself good.
Yeah.
Eat you some tomato juice in the morning. Some crackers.
That's some crackers. It's like, you know he right, but the stuff that he's suggesting, you just don't want that shit.
You need it though.
Oh man, y'all was just so much fun. So what else, man? What else is going on in y'all lives? I mean, you know, what's going on in the day-to-day life of Old Joe and Miss Mary May?
Well, they want us to go to the Super Bowl party, but we don't feel like doing none of that. We really try to pick out what's our next guest. You know, like that's really what happens over here. And the Candace family live without drama. Me and Mary May a big part of that.
The CTFLWD.
Yeah, we definitely a big part.
I did it.
Yeah, we got like the Medea parts pretty much. We got that going on, and y'all gonna love that. I'm pretty sure. We going up against Killer Cosby Show.
Yeah.
But you know,
well, for the fans, you know, it's a win for everybody. You know, because although y'all in competition, you know, everybody wins because we get.
You get DT, you get Killer on his own thing, and you got so, and it's different like casting wise. That's why it's good to go head to head with that, cause Ada, different. Myself, DT, everybody on that project, Candace family, like that's different. Right. And then the Cosby Show, you got Killer, you got Wells, you got Bill Cosby. You know, everybody different. Like it ain't like two cast members in the same thing. Everybody's different on each project. That's what. You know, voice-wise, it stands out. Animation-wise, it's going to stand out. Yeah. And y'all going to see the difference between the two.
I can't, you know, I'm
hopefully in March. Go ahead.
Coming this March, we're going to see the CTFLWD.
We keep on having to redo stuff on Cosby. Well, they keep on having to redo stuff on the Cosby Show. And you know, it's just a lot of work, and Candace's family too. It's a lot of work.
But could we potentially see both of those projects by March?
Hopefully, I hope by March. If not by March, I would say maybe in June or July. You know what I mean? Because again, we keep having to do things over, and you know, reconstruct scenes, and you know, download certain.
On the CTFL WD, is that the play?
Yeah, definitely. That's the play.
How much of this do we have though? I mean, can't a teaser come out? A 3-minute teaser?
We thinking about doing that too. Yeah.
That's like I think that's necessary at this point.
If in
you
March,
want to keep your fans engaged and interested about what's going on.
If in March it don't come out, that's what we're gonna do for both projects. We're gonna do like teasers of what's to come. You know what I mean?
Just do like 1 minute and 30 seconds or 30 seconds, like.
Cause y'all going. I know y'all gonna like it. But the thing, and that's what make it unique, is like we don't know which one y'all gonna like best. You know,
it don't
Is
matter.
it gonna be Candace? Is it gonna be Cosby?
Maybe it's gonna be both. Maybe it's gonna be both. Maybe we'll just appreciate both. You know.
And I love working with DT. That's the thing. The cast we working with, and we need help. That's a good guess, DT. That's who we might have, you know. But yeah, Mary May got a cooking show coming real soon too, y'all. Yeah.
My wife got a cooking
show.
But
we can't do it now. Now we can't do it.
No, it sure could, because you know, like she on this channel that, you know, like people don't get.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it's still the fact that she did it. It seemed like we're biting. We ain't biting. Justin.
We ain't saying that you biting. I was just saying that she got one too.
But we ain't biting. We ain't biting. One of them movies. You feel guilty. You did shit.
Traveling the world, you need a credit card with distinction.
Madame and Monsieur, place your bets, please.
When you end up in a tight spot,
Mon Dieu!
You need a credit card that can squeeze you out.
Monsieur.
For all this and more, I choose Credex Gold.
Credex Gold, the premier choice of lounge lizards and game developers around the world.
Don't touch that. Put that down. I said don't. Come back here. Come back here.
Does the modern world move too fast?
Take a right, left. No, that was a red light.
Noise and stress.
It's blunt. This drill's blunt. Give me a new one. Not that one, the bigger one.
You need a break. You deserve a break. You need Hush, the new self-reliant sedative from Zaibatsu. Hush when you don't need to rush.
Do not use Hush while driving. Hush is medically dependent after 28 days.
Oh man, what was we saying?
I don't know. We just some old people that talk and forget.
Yeah, I guess so. Man, you know, I'm interested in and you know, you mentioned that you had some sons, Miss Mary May, and you know, what's interesting to me is this you know, new generation, you know, Miss Mary May, and I mean, I say Miss Mary May, Renee Young, and then like just you know, your I guess that'll be your great granddaughter, Trunks' daughter.
Trunks' daughter, yeah, no, sure is.
No, not yours. It'll be old Joe's great granddaughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that ain't your great granddaughter. That's your daughter-in-law, kinda. That's your what that is?
I guess her great granddaughter's
in-law.
Step.
She's something to you.
Yeah.
My great grandson.
You might as well. She might as well be your great granddaughter too, though, cause you know y'all married.
That girl there, that's a bundle of joy. She truly is. She just got so much innocence in her. And when you get a child with that much innocence, you gotta make sure she refrains from nonsense. And I love Trunks to death, but if that man continue to act how he act, it's gonna project on her.
It already has.
No, it hasn't.
Yes, it has,
No,
and I've experienced it.
What you mean? What
she done called me all kind of fat motherfuckers. She kicked me in my shin. Yeah. Nah, she already there.
Oh, Lord,
please.
I guess it's too late.
The damage is done. But I was asking about Miss Mary May's sons because you know you said that they done pounced on Killer.
Oh,
how many sons you got?
I got 3 sons.
Three sons.
I got Tommy. I got Chuck and Alex. Something like that. Wait.
Nothing. Tommy,
You
Alex,
better
and
leave
Chuck.
me alone. I forgot their real names. I'm too old. Got them damn Power Ranger names.
Tommy, Chuck, and Alex. Damn, 3 ninjas. I'm sorry.
VR Trooper Bob.
Cut that out, Miss Martha. Martha.
He called her Miss. He's
Sometimes.
so sweet.
She called me Mr. Justin.
I don't remember their names. That's why I tried to say it fast. Tommy, Alex, and Chuck. I don't know. Yeah, I got 3 sons. They pounced on Killer, but oh man, you know, once they found out about Killer doing that to me, biting my, you know, and they immediately came. I wasn't gonna tell them, but that Joe show got so much attention. The episode is even named the Mary May Incident. You know, because it caused a lot of controversy. Killer was public enemy #1 as far as my family. He ain't talk about that on his Inside the Studio. He glanced over that. He ain't even mention it, Joe. He ain't even talk about that. That was a big moment in his career and in my life. I had to have surgery. That was that time you was chasing this butt in school. He threw that milk. You remember? You know the school milk cartons.
Yeah.
He threw that thing at me.
Killer?
Yeah, and I tripped over a rock because it threw it so hard. He was like, the old bitch fell. And then he ran.
Oh my God.
Yeah, excuse my language. Lord forgive me.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-huh. And then I go to knock his butt out. Oh, Lord, I remember that. She said, I can't do it. Don't laugh at that, Joe. But she did fall, and she did break her ankle.
Oh, my God.
And that was cause of killing.
It's terrible.
Yes. She had 3 strokes in 07, Justin. Because it's on one of them tapes. We tied it up. So far, Mary May's had 3 strokes, broke her ankle, and got her, you know, that happened to her. And it's all cause of Killer. And, you know, because I think we were supposed to have like a thank you episode at the end of 07. And, you know, we tallied it up. All the injuries, all the strokes, that was all due to Killer. I couldn't bend my pinky finger. I was in a lot of pain, you know. And a lot of times we just canceled the Joe show. And then we had officially stopped doing it like in the middle of 08. And we didn't do it for a while. I didn't want to come to XTV because I knew the Killer was there. I knew I couldn't stand him. I appeared on one FNK episode when he wasn't there. You know, it didn't get a lot of attention or a lot of ratings. But yeah, Killer, he was the biggest thorn in my side. And I tell you, when my sons was plotting on that, that was when I was in the midst of my 2nd stroke. You know, I had 3. And I just remember them down in the basement talking about how they was gonna assassinate him. They was gonna like really hurt him. You know, and I don't know what you said, Joe. I just told them to don't do something that's gonna fix a current problem that's gonna put you in a permanent situation. You know what I mean? I trust me. When all these things happened to Mary May, I wanted nothing more than to see Killer in so much misery, you know, and it didn't happen. He continued to get successful. He's a big star now, but overall, when you break it down, what he did to our lives and eventually our show, it was unwanted and it was unnecessary. And again, I don't want this to be a bash of Killer. This is just our observation of what happened. We went through this. Y'all didn't. So we went through it. Yeah. It was cause of him. He caused all this damage. Yeah. And, you know, but overall, it's okay because the Joe Show podcast is back. It takes a while to get done, but when it's done, as y'all can see,
it takes a while to get done. What all goes into it? Because it seemed like out of all of the podcasts, you know, although y'all my favorite, y'all also have like, you know, very short ones.
Well, short ones,
they be like 30 minutes and 20 minutes, you know.
A lot of times, Joe be wanting to go to bed, be quiet. But a lot of times with that, it's like
same thing happened to me. That's happened to me a couple times.
Like the fat girl one.
A few times.
The fat girl one is my favorite, Justin.
That's your favorite one?
Yeah, so far.
She funny as hell, man.
That really destroyed my lungs.
Give us some more water. That's my quote.
She
from
funny.
that one.
We gonna play that when we done actually.
Yeah.
Continue with this project. But you know, a lot of times we just don't want too much, you know what I mean? We don't want our thing to seem to drag on. And you gotta understand, we meet a certain criteria. So certain guests, a lot of times, Chad, Neil, they be busy. You know, they do a lot. Right. So, you know, he's an officer, Neil that is, and Chad, he do a lot of, you know, church kind of work and things like that. So, you know, he's always moving, always doing that. I said that on the episode. I'm like, he got a chair for you. He giving you nachos. That's how he is. He's just a really good person. Servant for the Lord. You just do that for him.
And J Baby, he did it on the episode of 2GN.
He did.
J Baby, if you go and see the 2GN with J Baby, he was like, yeah, being a servant for the Lord. Yeah, servant.
Servant, West Coast, servant. Please.
Forgive him.
Forgive me.
Forgive us.
Soup did his real voice. He's scared. he thought he was going to go to hell and Soup. Forgive me. Acting like Jesus on the cross. Forgive me, Lord.
We fine.
Yeah, sorry.
I think we're in good hands. Lord knows. Lord knows. Serpent is a snake.
Yeah, I know. You explained it. That's why I'm like, ooh, I'm a devil.
Oh man.
That's all he's saying that whole time on the podcast. Like, he really coming from the heart.
Yeah, he said it twice.
No, he said it 3 times. I
thought I heard it twice. Cause it hurt both times. It was like, oh, he did it. Oh, but it happened like even when J Baby did it, but Romy had corrected on those.
Servant. That shit right. This ain't just a podcast. Yeah. But all of them, you know, that's why I sure do, Justin. And then, you know, what else going to?
It's a great format. What else you were saying though? What else going to?
Actually, Gorillas is the longest.
Oh yeah, it's up in the 40s.
It's hours. It's an hour long. I mean,
I was gonna say, damn, I was the only person who got probably the only 2 people who got a podcast for hours. It's probably Payne and LT, right?
No,
Payne ain't got like long ass ones.
Artist got a long one. Trunks, of course, his long.
Oh yeah, Trunks. Yeah. How long was the Artist?
The Artist is like an hour and.
No, an hour don't count, dude. Like I'm saying, like up in like 2 hours or more. That's what I'm talking about.
Bobby's almost 3 hours.
See?
LT's is 5 hours.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
We still ain't done with LT's because we can't find the one on. We recorded with 3 different iPods, and so they still can't find his.
Bob is 3 hours. I heard
it's
something
like
about
3 hours. Either 3 or 2
good.
hours.
Yeah, I thought this was like 2 hours.
2
hours, that's good. But when you get up in the 3s and stuff, it's like, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That was a great talk though that Jazz had with LT, and it's like LT never told his story.
That's what and that's what I love about Jazz Mar. That's what I'm loving about this whole new era. Even Killer on his Inside the Studio.
Brand new era.
Yeah, because
and we almost a year into it.
I know.
We're close to it, like a year into the podcast.
And I think that we all, I would say we all should have a podcast all together, all us. But
I think we did that.
Nah, but I just don't get along with certain individuals. 90 Blue Eye House up, Justin, or the studio. So we can't ever get something like that going. We can do this podcast easy with you. We did it with Jazz Mar.
Y'all had one with Jazz, right?
Yeah. Y'all still ain't got that. Y'all still ain't heard it. It's uploaded.
Ooh, damn. I forgot.
Yeah.
Ooh. Thank you for reminding me of that shit. Damn.
That's a good 30 minutes. You gonna love that. If you love
I don't think I heard that one yet. And I think I just heard the beginning of it and I was like, ooh, I gotta get this for work, but I forgot to get it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, see, I gotta go back, man. It's like so much shit that I missed off of Jazz My podcast. Pardon my language, y'all.
Well, that's okay. As long as you ain't on our show doing it. Joe don't be feeling like doing that editing.
I know how to filter myself though. I feel like I did a pretty good job in the WWE when I was working.
You did great. I didn't watch it that much. But when I seen you on it, cause Joe,
they let me lead the commentary, I think.
Because Soup was gonna do Jim Ross and JR. He did that on WWE Forever. He ain't work out, but he just couldn't do their voice right. But Joe always told me about you, Ernest. You know, he showed me different tapes.
Yep. That was my role.
And he just showed me you, and you always tickled me, you know, and meeting you for the first time, it's like I already knew you.
That's how I feel about you. You know, that's why I was like, yep, it's Joe, Miss Mary,
and I had to break the ice. We never met before. That's why I needed that hug. Like, I've always heard of you. I always heard you talk and all that.
Yeah.
But you know, we never knew each other. And that's what's crazy is even though my first appearance here in XTV Eastwise is 2012. You know, that's really when I kind of first appeared. No, 2013 actually. Not even long. You've been here, known it on XTV East. But it's like, you know, you've been here the whole time, which is a blessing. And, you know, we say that about people like Neil, because Neil been here, his first appearance was 2013 as well, I believe. And, you know, it's just crazy that these guys been here for all these years, and they feel like it be you, too.
Yeah, and you know, it's just the way they develop, though. And then, you know, before you know it, time passed. Like, look at my wife, you know what I mean? It's like, look at, she the commission. Yeah, but like she used to be mentioned here and there, like in certain little spots.
And she used to slap you around. We got you on summer break. One of them times I'm gonna have sex, and then Martha would slap you, and then Bobby would say something like, "That was Martha slapping the back of Justin's skull." You know. Yeah.
Shit like that, though. You know what I mean? And then it's like, oh, now she the damn commissioner. Like, who would have thought? You know what I mean?
They telling me I should be commissioner.
You should. That would be great.
You know, but
because
again,
we need that type of leadership. We need that type of
positivity.
Yeah, and that type of focus and that type of loyalty and noble and morality. You know,
they got Neil doing it now. That's who's in charge currently.
How do you guys feel like he doing? Because
he's doing all right. He's letting the right things happen. I'll say. You know, like it's not too chaotic over here, and it's like. Think about it. You know, I mean, the West Coast has been known for being this bit of a chaotic place. But not that he has us separate, but he has certain things for certain people. You know, he's helping us, the Joe Show. He's helping us keep our focus and our goal to remain positive, to remain. You know what I mean? Because speaking of Tony B, it's real hard for him to put his, I guess you could say, religious side out there. And, you know, he could do it with the Joe Show in a way, even though he still ain't, you know, all there with it, you know.
Yeah, that comes across, though. And, you know, and it'll be...
Exactly. He got Chad saying serpent. Go ahead.
But the intent, you know, it definitely shines through over, you know, any of the mistakes, you know what I'm saying? You definitely see the direction, and, you know, it's just like what you mentioned, Joe. You know, all of the stuff that you put into it to make it, you know, more light, as you said, you know, it definitely comes across, you know, I get it. And that's part of the reason why, you know, it's my favorite, because, you know, I know that this is where I can get, you know, that dose of good. And sometimes, you know, I'll be out there in the truck and, you know, and I just be needing to hear some of that stuff. And then, you know, I'm smiling the whole way through, you know, you guys so-called main evented, the other day when I was you guys was at the end of my run, and that's when I was listening to the one with Chad.
Yeah, I appreciate that, you know, because I just thought that you know, again, certain things that be popular on the West Coast, we just never know how it's going to be perceived over there. We never know, you know, but like we truly loved it over here, you know. They thought the Killer Inside the Studio was going to be our most talked about thing, but you know.
Yeah,
but
it'd be funny how things turn out.
Things just kind of work out. It's like, oh, they get it good, you know. Yeah. And now we can continue on with our message without that boy, you know, in the forefront.
Yeah. Although he is in the forefront doing things, you know, and it's like you said, you know, it's like things are separate, you know. Everybody is, you know, doing projects, you know, and then, you know, coming up, you know, we got a project on the East Coast that I've been involved in directorially, you know, and I might make an appearance in. They still don't know.
You talking about that Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
That thing had me rolling. It was funny with King Kong talking. And
yeah. Did y'all see the behind the scenes?
We still ain't get it. We gonna check it out when we get in the room then.
Yeah, you should check that out.
Send it to us again.
I will.
Yeah.
I'll send you the behind the scenes. It got some pretty funny bloopers. West Coast is involved in it, but that's what I'm saying though, and and it's just like how y'all you explained the CTFLWD.
Tragic Vicarious the Third. Oh, I did it again.
We on the roll here, folks. But what I'm saying is that the casting though is purposely made to where certain guys get shine. And it's not your typical casting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's what I like about the direction that XTV is going now. Certain newcomers get to come up because us old timers we're established already. And it's up to the young guys to keep on going. And that's why I keep on wanting to talk about your kids Tommy, Chuck, and Alex.
Don't grow your eyes and talk about my children.
Because that ain't their name. You know it. Keep it real.
Tommy, Chuck, and Alex, whatever the fuck you adopted them shit.
Still though.
Thomas. Normal ass names.
I know you name your child no Chuck.
He's gonna be Tommy.
Tommy. Because I was just wondering, like, what I'm saying, like, would we see them later in the future? Would they have a role?
Definitely. I think that my background should be put across, and I think that my children should talk about everything. Because I wasn't with them when they was down there doing that. Again, I was on my second stroke. I was sick. I heard them talking. How you hear people. We gonna do that. You kind of hear them in the background, and I just heard it. I knew what they was doing, because I remember each one would just look at me and they had this sad look, because the second stroke. Even though it didn't cause a lot of damage, it did put me in a state where I wasn't able to talk. And I was just kind of like, they had to like put signs up and say what they were saying. And you could see in each of their faces that, they all would like, because I'm the mom. And, I helped them through everything. And they never expected that. And it could have been avoided if not for Killer. You know what I mean? And so you just seen it on all their faces, just like, man, why did he do that? But it was Joe, who talked them out of potentially being in prison or whatever they could have been in. Because y'all know how bad Killer was. He was really bad. And I mean, again, we ain't bashing him for who he is now. We talking about then. He was evil. He was truly somebody that was there to test us through times of discomfort, but overall, I'll say the right thing happened with him. He is successful, but he ain't stressing nobody out. He ain't making nobody, even Yosi though, who I hope to have on my show in the future. Like even her, like she can't stand the Killer. And when I look at her situation, Killer ain't never did nothing really that bad to her. Mm-hmm. She ain't never had no stroke. But if that come across to somebody like Yosi, who appreciates everybody, think about it. Who don't she love? You know what I mean? It's Killer though. And that's what I mean. It's like he's caused that much damage already. Where it's gonna take him decades to have somebody's forgiveness. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's. I think with Yosi, it's just that it's because it's like the West Coast always mentions. Yosi was always there, so she was always on the scene. When something was going down, and so she's. I think that with Yosi, I think it's been said before, his reputation, precedes him. So it's like. It don't matter. It's just like when Ms. Mary May, what she said, it's like, it don't matter, what you say you're doing now, it's going to take a long time for you to prove that you're not that person because, and even the other day, we seen him getting chased, Yosi turned into a helicopter and she was chasing after him while he was going So, you can still see just a disconnect there.
He's just crazy and bad. And because he's told his story, he has mental illness, he's on drugs, he's possessed, and he wore that as pride and didn't care too much. you know, but he has gotten older. People telling me he's matured. I haven't heard enough of Killer now to say, okay, that's not that same guy that gave me that stroke where I was in a state where I couldn't talk. You know what I mean? It stayed like that for a good month, cause we couldn't do the Joe Show. We had you know, a lot of 90% was coming out. FNK was dropping like every week, and we couldn't do the Joe Show cause Mary May had a stroke, you know, and she couldn't talk for like a month. Then after a while, you know, her speech started improving. You know, she had a bit of a stutter for a little while, and then the third one, that's when her pinky couldn't move. But now, as you see, she's okay. Yeah, I'm good now. Like, ain't nothing happened. Thank the Lord. You know, I'm better. I can articulate myself. I'm popular on the East Coast, which I truly love. You know, being a person of importance over there, because I understand it's hard to get both coasts. You know.
That's right. That's the thing about it. You know, you said it perfectly, and I never heard anybody say it that well. It's hard to get both coasts, and when you're over in both coasts, damn it, you're over.
Yeah, Corey was on the Joe Show. I'm just thinking about it, like that
Y'all have
era.
him?
Yeah, he was. This one, he was like, you know, this one, he. You know what we're saying, though.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say.
No,
it.
yeah.
But he was like, he was there with it. You know what I mean? And he had real illness. And we took him in. We took care of him. We took care of him. Everybody. You know how Rome. And I'm gonna say that, Romy, you definitely influenced some aspects of the Joe Show. How you, as far as how he had, like, you in the basement, Justin. He had Spark. He had all them people. That was the same home we provided. Cause the Joe Show wasn't just a studio. It was a big house. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And we had food. We had people cooking. It was always people cooking in there. And you get yourself a plate. It was so many rooms that if you needed a room to stay, you stay in this room right here.
Yeah.
You know.
That's right.
You didn't have to pay. You didn't have to do nothing. You know, we just always believe in giving, and that's what the whole Joe Show provided. And then again, we tried to take Killer, but he was so bad. We got Ronald on one episode. That whole episode, Ronald beat his natural black. he kicked his butt. He did.
Gosh.
Ronald
that's
kicked his
bad.
behind, and Killer kept on making fun of him, which was making that episode funny. But still, you know, he let him have it. You know, but overall, that's just why when you say things like, yeah, you know, Best was on the Joe Show, that's why I just kind of like, yeah. And it made me think of how many people was there on our early Joe shows, and then I look at now, it's just me and Mary May. It's just weird because it was
because they was regulars.
Yeah, it was regular, everyday occurring guests, and then fast forward to 2016, 2017. Now it's like, damn, it's just me and Mary May now. And it's like everything's calmed down, you know, and it's not that folks have died or whatever, but people have moved on to better lives.
It's the setup of XTV now. Things is separate, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just like things is kind of separated in a certain way.
And didn't that happen before when Soup was in Brandon? It was separate. Y'all was over there and we was over here. Now we both over here and XTV is over here and some guys over here. It's weird like that.
It is, man. It is. It's fun, man. Well, yeah, man. I gotta wrap it up because you know I gotta do some running around. But oh man, I appreciate y'all.
Oh no problem. Sorry we went on a bit.
No, y'all did not. It's all. Man, I want to have y'all again because you know.
I want to come again. I love you, Justin. Let me get another hug.
Oh yeah.
Let me get another hug.
I want over.
Because I truly love you.
I love you too, Miss Mary, man. So yeah, man. Definitely want to have y'all again. Thank y'all for coming through.
No problem.
Great stories. And it's been a good time with Old Joe and Miss Marinade.
Bless y'all. Stop and smell the roses on your way today.
All right, everybody. They give me the go home cue. You know, I usually do stuff like this in 2 parts. I usually don't make my podcast this long. But these little shits, man, I swear they everywhere. I'm sorry. I'm crying. Anyways. You know, Old Joe and Mary May, you know, they make you appreciate life. You know, that's how I feel about them. You know, I think that You know, they just bring a certain calm to XTV, and that's why, you know, I really dig his podcast, because Ojo always reminds you to stop and smell the roses. You know, it was a little kind of like skipping in this podcast a little bit. I don't know what that was. I hope that didn't take away from the enjoyment. You know, it's just you know, I wanted to just go and get this out there, because, you know, shit happens. You know, so I want to get all these back episodes out before I start, you know, recording fresh, and, you know, get all that old stuff out. You know, I got stuff that can't come out until a certain time. Like, you know, we always try to hit Halloween, because we got all these different Halloween themed things, but we always forget to do it around that time, and so we always got to wait till next year. Stuff that should have been out like a year ago and 2 years ago, yeah, it just got to get pushed back. But it's all good, you know why? Because it's a good time every time you tune in to Justin's podcast or anything over here on the East Coast, or over on XTV World, or on XTV West Side, and where I'm at it, over there on my dog J&W Boss channel. That's right, go over there and check him out, man. And, you know, check out me and Terry Williams podcast, because on my last episode we talked about AOA's Dead on Arrival, which was a stellar pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? So y'all go ahead and catch up, and I'm finna go over here and watch the latest episode of AOA while I'm at it. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, from the beautiful, it's morning time over here, man. It's 11:31 a.m. I'm finna open up the window, because these roaches, they ain't gonna bring me down. That's right, they ain't gonna take over my life. They ain't gonna kill me like Bernie Mac said. I'm gonna kill them. I'm not psycho. From the sunshine state of Florida, ladies and gentlemen, it's Ernest Justin Turkey Leg saying, I hope you have a great weekend or a good time wherever you're at and whenever you're listening to this podcast. Enjoy your life.